That's it, everything you need to know before starting your online store. What do you need to have in your online store? What needs to be ready before you start selling? I know this is a question many people have, especially beginners. I believe 90% of beginners have this question. What elements, what settings, how should the design of my store be before I actually start my sales campaigns? But let me explain first, so you can understand. Starting the sales campaigns would be you starting to advertise, whether with paid traffic you're paying on Facebook, Instagram, and Google to bring potential buyers to your store. In organic traffic, where you work with content production strategies, content going viral to attract visitors, potential buyers to your store. Regardless of the way you're going to update, whether with organic traffic or paid traffic, your store needs to be adapted and prepared to receive these people. The biggest mistake I see beginners make is rushing to do everything out of anxiety. Just wanting to set everything up quickly, any way possible, put up any product, write any description, and that's it. Start the advertising campaign. I get the anxiety. Everyone wants sales and to change their life, but bringing potential buyers won't help if your store isn't well structured. And these visitors notice some elements that even prevent the person from seeing a product, from clicking on something and it not working. It will affect your customer's trust. And what will happen? Your customer won't buy, they'll leave your store, and that's it. You lost a possible sale. That's why I decided to make this content. Ensuring these essential elements are properly set up and tailored for your store. Before launching campaigns and attracting visitors or buyers, come with me. First, I want to start by saying I always aim to share my content here with full transparency and honesty. Regarding the investment, there's no way around it. If you want to start a project on the internet, your online store, your e-commerce, you need to invest. The good news is you don't need a big investment. If you want to be an entrepreneur, the internet is ideal. Because even though you do need a budget, the initial capital isn't that big. If using paid traffic, I suggest having at least 1,500 reais as starting capital. That amount covers the cost of the store building platform, which I recommend Novum Shop. I always suggest it. Here's the discount coupon I always include in the description. I'm just referring to cash flow, specifically how much you need to start. Nothing beats a platform like Novum Shop that offers discounts on monthly fees or free trials. Remember, the 1,500 Rees isn't just for the platform. It's also for ads, paid traffic, and cash for your first orders and purchases. Whether you use dropshipping or traditional inventory, designing your e-commerce site is very important. There's no reason for me to claim you need 0 reais to start your online store. It doesn't work like that. So this is one of the things you need to keep in mind, especially if you're starting now from absolute zero. You need this initial capital. Not necessarily all at once. You don't have to. You can have it available on your credit card. That's not a problem. You pay as you go, and when your store starts to pay for itself, when it becomes self-sustaining, you'll recover the investment you made. If you're using an organic traffic strategy to attract visitors without spending on ads, such as through content virality and similar methods, with a smaller budget, I suggest spending about 700 to 800 Rees to set up your structure. Now, the hook floor, as I mentioned, it doesn't help you today in 2025. Even if you have minimal knowledge about design, I prefer that you pay a professional to at least make your logo, your banners, and some design structures inside your store. That's why I recommend that the initial cash is important, so you can at least pay for a designer as well. The creation of banners and a logo so your store can become more and more professional. There's no point in saying, I'm self-taught, I know enough to... Heck, really? With many great tools available, including artificial intelligence, I suggest hiring a professional to handle your store's design. Many people will say they lack money and do everything themselves, and that's okay. I'm mentioning here the right way, everything you need to know before starting campaigns to attract visitors to your store. Focus on hiring someone for your store's design. I, Douglas Souza, can handle design, logos, and banners. Now ask me if I do it. No, why? Do you know why? I prefer to be searching for products. In other words, a specific strategy, searching for products for my store. And there's also a lack of knowledge. I do have some knowledge, yes, but not like a professional designer who has been doing this for 10 years, 5 years. So it doesn't even make sense for me to want to compete with someone who's better than me. It's a fact. And against facts, there are no arguments. Focus on design before launching campaigns or attracting visitors, and that's what makes the difference. Wow, you'll raise your conversion rate by who knows how much. That's not my point, but it is a bit of a relief. For visitors who like your store's design, I also want to connect here. Regarding usability, a nice store design is useless. Alright, well structured. If when someone clicks on a product to see it, they're not taken to the product, that's a huge mistake. And you, who's watching? Even though it might seem really silly, people make this mistake. Do you know why? The rush to open the store quickly. So my recommendation, what you
Do? Did you check?
Did everything for your store, set it up, and send it to 5 friends or relatives, including family. Ask about the store and browse it here. Do you think it's trustworthy? Start asking people nearby for their opinions. Don't say it's your store, just mention that you want to buy from this store, especially if it's a young person and so on. It's even better because they will give you their honest opinion about how your store looks. Sometimes something important needs changing and goes unnoticed. This basic, effective method is rarely used. Now, I want to talk about a very important topic, products. How many products do you need to have in your store before you start your sales campaigns? I recommend 15 to 20 filler products. What are they? These are products that, as the name suggests, are just there to fill your store, because especially for those who are just starting out, you're going to start directly. Selling 1 to 15 or 20 products at once doesn't make sense. But these products can be in your store. These products can be well set up. These products can have a well-written description. And I'm not telling you to create a super elaborate offer for each product with images and everything all top-notch. Don't just fill it in with 3 paragraphs there with specifications, technical stuff, important things, because even if you don't focus on these products, customers browse your
store. They can,
yes, become interested in some of these filler products and make a purchase. You brought your client to buy a product you advertised, but they became interested in another, so they switched or bought both. So with the same client you would have profited from, your profit increases much more. And obviously, even for these filler products, I recommend that you put at least 3 to 6 reviews. You know, real customer testimonials, I actually suggest using BK Reviews, a free app that integrates with Nuvum Shop, as I said. And with it, you can add the testimonials for these products that you're adding to your store, which are the filler products. It's a super easy to use, very intuitive app, and you can even take the testimonials you have for the products from your supplier and add them to your store yourself. I suggest 3 to 6. For convenience, I always put all the links I mentioned in the videos in the description. I'll leave the link to the BK Reviews app and more. There's an extension from BK Reviews itself where you can import reviews in a very simple, fast, and effective way to your store. This extension is simple to use. Just take a product link like one from AliExpress, such as this filler product. You add that link and you import the reviews. You can choose to get more reviews from men for male-focused niches or from women, or even in a mixed way. Anyway, there are several features within the BK extension, really good ones. I'll also leave the link to the BK extension in the description for you to check it out. I'm sure you're going to like it. It's going to make a difference in your store, so don't make the mistake of going without reviews. Apps like the BK app and extension plus all fulfillment products already exist in the market. Add testimonials. Douglas, I put 3 on each. That's enough. The fulfillment products are fine. You don't need to add more. Adding 20, 30, or 50 testimonials is too much work and will overwhelm you. As I mentioned, 15 to 20 fulfillment products in your store, and now I'm going to segue into the test products. You might ask, Douglas, do I have to sell those 15 or 20 products? No? Then you'll move on to the strategic part of your store, which is the last step before you start advertising, which is in fact choosing the products that you will dedicate your attention and energy to in order to test. These are the products that can literally change your life. These are the products you choose, the ones you are actually going to sell. These are not filler products. I recommend choosing 1 to 3 of these products. You don't have to test all 3 immediately, but you should have the 3 products ready in your store. With these test products, your pricing will be clear and your profit margin strong. You'll have your main supplier ready to ship this product. AliExpress is fine, but I also recommend a supplier. Link in the description, and have a backup supplier too. It's very important because sometimes you might be selling even if you haven't started selling here yet. You already need to think about it as if you were already selling. After all, you're not getting into this to fail, it's to make it work, to make it happen. So don't go in with the mindset of, oh, I'll deal with that later. Don't structure your business carelessly. Be a true entrepreneur and remember the suppliers. Work on your product images, add plenty of images, create a well-crafted offer for your product. Spend time on these test products, the ones you'll actually advertise. Whether it's paid traffic or organic traffic, as I mentioned, if you have all these things I talked about, this series of elements, this series of features, this series of settings, your store will be ready for you to really start selling. Don't launch your store if it doesn't have at least these elements I mentioned. Of course, there are several other elements. This video will probably have a part 2, but for that, I want your feedback. Leave it in the comment section. I'll bring new elements, practical things that also need to be in your store, even additional tools that will help you sell a lot more. At the end of this video, I'll share 2 pieces of content to help with the topic you just watched. If this content made sense to you, if it added value in any way, please leave a like. If you're new here, subscribe to the channel so you don't miss the upcoming content. Big hug and goodbye.